Hello Helen, my name's Ed. I'm one of the engineers that looks after Boaty. So we operate Boaty using command and control software that's been developed at the NOC, National Oceanography Centre, and we send Boaty missions over satellite, or when we're close to the ship we can send those missions over Wi-Fi. When Boaty's on the surface we can get information from Boaty, so we can get data and we can get information about its status, like health monitoring. But once it's dived beneath the surface, we can't talk to it any longer because satellite signals don't make their way through the water. When we're very close to the ship, however, we do have an acoustic modem, which is this guy here, and we can talk to Boaty then, but we have to be within a few kilometres.
Hi, my name's Stewart Fairbairn. I'm another one of the ALR techs here on the trip, and Helen is asking, what does Boaty measure? So there's quite a lot of different things we're measuring on this trip. Starting here at the front of Boaty, we've got turbulence probe. So this is a very delicate instrument that at the front here measures tiny movements and changes in temperature that the scientists use to see how mixed the water is. Moving back the way, we've got these two guys here. These are lab-on-chip nutrient sensors. So they are actually measuring one of the ocean nutrients, nitrate in this case, and they're doing it on the device. So they take a little water sample and then they carry out a little experiment on the device itself by shining a light through it and taking a measurement in situ. So we get immediate feedback almost of the measurement there. Continuing back, you've got a couple of beacons there. They aren't really sensors, but they're just how we communicate with it. And then you can't see it, but there's buried in the nose here is a CTD and a dissolved oxygen sensor. So the CTD will measure water conductivity, the temperature and the depth, and the dissolved oxygen sensor will measure the levels of oxygen in the water as well. As we go to the back of the ALR, you've got this guy here. There's a similar sensor on the other side. These are ADCPs. So we've got one pointing up and one pointing down, and they measure the relative movement of the water above and below the ALR, and they also help us with our navigation. The bottom one, when we're close to the seabed, can also track the seabed relative to the ALR. And the final sensor there that you've just been looking at is the fluorometer. So that is looking at the fluorescence and scattering in the water to see what's suspended in the water mass.
Oh, what a question. So Boaty does have a more official name, shall we say, which is AutoSub Long Range, and each of them have a serial number. But I think it's great. I love the name Boaty McBoatface. I think it makes it really relatable. It's really easy to talk to people about the submarine and what it does, and I think it just makes it really engages kids. I find it easier to talk to my friends and family about it as well, and just people I meet down the pub. Stuart?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's a nice name to get people involved with the science. I think just a serial number would just be a bit boring, really.
Yeah.
And I think it just speaks to the humour of the British public that Boaty McBoatface. What more can you say?